Satnam. I'm so glad we're all here together. We're still in that creation period of the Gemini moon, and I want to talk a little bit about it. Do you feel it more as a Gemini?
I feel this one pretty strong, but in a good way.
Good way, good. I mean, and yeah, it should be like, and it doesn't mean when you feel it strong, it's always bad. Why are we like that? Because I'm like that too, a little bit of a fatalist. Like, oh my God. So there's some things going on here. One of the things is this new moon is really about you have created something. You already have. This new moon's about how do you fit into it. And it has some lasting power because, so new moon means I am the same as the sun. So it means the biggest luminaries are connecting together. Mama and Papa are saying, I am so Gemini. It means I'm bringing this energy to you in a big way to make something happen. That's why we seed and make things happen at the new moon. But in understanding that, we are cognizant of that the opposite of Gemini is Sagittarius, and Jupiter is in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is not going to go out of Sagittarius till right around the solstice. So what that means is there is some energy like holding this new moon that says, I'm going to carry you to the solstice. Now, but it's Gemini. This is what's delicious. Gemini wants us to make some seeds and make some plans. Because it's Gemini, it says, and you get to change your mind. So many times, right, with our soul contracts or what we oh my God, I'm manifest, and we just make it like we're not allowed to change directions. This new moon is like plant a seed that's going to be perfect and hold a space that it might want to go. I'm not saying it's completely different, but it might say, yeah, you're on the right direction, but now it's going to go here now. So over the next 5-6 months, we are going to have an opportunity to what we are learning now to manifest itself into maybe a higher, better way. So the other thing is, which I started with, is we have already manifested a reality right now. This Gemini moon, so Gemini sometimes is called, you know, the twin personalities and all that. There's a part of this new moon that's saying, try on some personalities. Try on some other things. You don't have to be the status quo. What part of you, so what could happen right now is you've created something, but you don't actually fit in it. Does anyone feel that? A little bit? I've had this project, and I've always, first of all, I've been procrastinating and him-hawing about it, and now it's like really going to happen, and I'm all of a sudden like, oh, I'm not qualified to do it, I actually don't want to, which is all fear. But because I haven't developed the part of my personality that could fit there. And personality is not unspiritual, okay? It's a physicality of the ego, and it matters. So we are mind, body, soul, and emotional. And we create so we're not being fake. We create personalities for certain things. The only problem is, this is the only problem. If you create a personality that can't go anywhere in your life, then you're fucked up, right? It's like, if I create a personality that can do this program I'm creating, but I can't have that personality ever with my husband or ever with my family, then there's some kind of weird disconnect that's not right. But there is a truth about creation that it comes with a persona. It's like just like your soul puts your body on, it put it on a costume. You chose it. It's not unreal. It's not fake. It's your choice. You put on Julia. I put on Marcia, right? We did this. And now that we are all queens in this room, we will decide to bring what we need to bring into our personalities to manifest what is happening right now. So to be clear, what we're at right now is we have manifested something this year. Something is happening, but we don't feel like we fit it. And Gemini has this flexibility, humor, playfulness that gives us the freedom to find what part of us needs to show up to be that. A lot of this is, it's so interesting because what I'm creating is the Tower of Light training, which is like really Mary Magdalene. It feels like it's so light, but you know, in some ways, it comes out of the shadow in me. Because Mary Magdalene came to me at the worst time of my life when I was a little girl. So a lot of this is creativity being birthed through the darkest part of you and making something beautiful. And you know, one of my friends did this amazing video a couple days ago, and it was wordless, and it was like she just let her body and herself express it. We may need to do stuff like that, you know, where I'm not showing up as Marcia and my voice, you know, because I feel very constricted sometimes in being Marcia or Mahan Raj Kaur. It doesn't mean that's not true, but what else am I? That's what this new moon is really saying. What else are you? And are you willing to play and have some fun? So here's a big thing too in the next, you know, week or so, couple weeks. You know, meeting with friends more, having more fun, being more creative in nature, and your ego might say, you're wasting your time. Why are you doing this? It's not productive. But this Gemini new moon is like, that is the production. I need you to play. I need you to let go of your restriction so you can find out what is really trying to happen. And in saying all of this, you know, I really feel like at some point at the, you know, this place, GDF, we need to have new moon and full moon, because I would like, and not Kundalini, because I would love to sit around with you, because what matters a lot is where Gemini is in your chart. Like for me, it's my 11th house. So for 11th is, it's like the opposite. When it's below in the chart, it's more like personal, family, friends, everyone I see all the time. The 11th house is the same thing, but it's groups, GDF, religious organizations. If I'm in another group for recovery, whatever, it's groups. And me being honest and becoming who I am in the group. And the 11th house sits between the 10 and 12. So it has a lot to do with my career honesty, birthing itself through groups, which is so what happens here, right? And the 12th house is I'm going to graduate in enlighten, or I loved what Guru Kiran said this weekend. I keep forgetting. What was it? Do you guys remember? Huh? Liberation. So 12th house, liberation. So it sits in there. So at some point, I would love to have, we do circle, and what we do with Pam is we bring our charts. Because it does matter. It's like, it's not Gemini all over your house. It's not Gemini all over your life. It's Gemini in a section for you. And what I like to think, just like there is 7 rays of spirituality, there is 12 rays of teachers. 6 of them are more childlike and on the earth. And the other 6 are more about, hey, I'm going to lift you higher. And they have to all work together. So today we're working with this part of us that wants to play. And there's also a truth serum to Gemini right now. And I'm so glad I was with Guru Ratana yesterday. It was one of the best times I've ever had with her. We did our thing, we did our video, and then we worked. Like she worked, she was putting her video in her, and I'm working beside her and doing my, like we're working together. And I know some of you don't really know me, but this is my teacher, and it's like, I just feel like I never made time for it. It's so interesting, at the Soul of Yoga, I would not make time for Guru Ratana. And I'm busier now, and it's like, I will make time to be with her. But the biggest thing is we went for this walk, and we sat at one point and sat in silence and held hands. And just that like transmission of the teacher and the student, the mother and the daughter, right? Coming through. When we made the video about Gemini, she said this, and we're gonna lead into this. She said, because it's so Mercury, that's what Gemini is ruled by, Mercury. It's the communication. It's our communications, computers, talking, cell phones, all that. But with communication, it's also putting out there listening. And she's been saying this to me, whether it was Scorpio or whatever. She said today, the truth you need to know is for you. And she was talking kind of about it in Scorpio, and this time I really listened. And that was a Scorpio full moon, and so we've come to this new moon in Gemini. How many of us, what I got in touch was, sometimes I feel my truth and I want to tell you. I want approval, or I want advice, or I don't know, I want something in my fucking truth, right? And Guru Ratana was really like, can you listen to your truth for you? And that's it. And she's not talking about isolation. She's talking about awakening the Guru inside of us. She's talking about when I hear my truth, for me to hear it, be with it. Like sometimes I'll share it with my friends or Tony or whatever, and then it gets all convoluted and weird. When I already knew what the truth was, and usually when I go around and get a vote, it's because the truth was hard. Right? I didn't like it. Hey, do you think this is my truth? I mean, I don't even say it like that. I'm way more manipulative than that, because I don't want you to think you have any power over me. But you do, even though I'm trying to make you think you don't. Anyway. So crazy. So I just really got that yesterday. So I want us to think of this then. We've already created a new reality. We are trying on different energies and able to fit in it. And there is a truth that might be hard or easy, but we have to embody. And for us in this new moon, to keep it sacred. Can't you be enough? Can't you sit with it? Can't you be patient? Can't I let it show me the way? And when I was with her, I had something that was totally going on, like in the last 2 days. And I wanted to talk about it with someone. And I really got like, you know what's happening. Why can't you just be with you and God? So sometimes we're isolators and we need to be with people. I think there's that. And then there's also, what I always feel with Guru Ratana is she knows who she is, and she knows she's connected to God, and she's strong. And anything after that is extra. And I love that about her. There's just this stability. It's like, oh my God. So we all have people in our lives who have what we want, and we are holy women here. We don't get jealous. We go, that's what it is. And then I just get closer to it. I'm not jealous of Guru Ratana. I just want to eat her. Mom, okay, I got it. But you know what I mean? There's a woman in your life right now that probably is giving you some glimpse of that, and hopefully you've attracted someone you can wrap your arms around and say, thank you for showing me that. So let's go there. We're going to do a set and then a Kriya. The set is going to be on our thyroid and throat, because this is Gemini. This is Mercury. This is our truth. So we're going to work on that. We're going to use the mantra Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Mostly Ong. Ong is the seed of Adi Shakti. It's the Adi Shakti. It's the seed of creation. Middle of the month, I think it's June 15th, we're going to do a women's elevation. We're going to use the Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. It's like this big feminine mantra, and circle energy to release any men who, or masculine energy that has over connected to us, if that makes sense. And I've done this a lot of times in Kundalini. It's very powerful. Really secure the moat, if you think of yourself as a castle, we're going to secure the moat, make sure we're safe, but also empower ourselves that when I want to lay down the drawbridge, I know when to and I know when to let them in. So look for that in the newsletters and stuff, and it's in the bathroom, of course. When you pee, you can always see what's happening. It's the middle of the month, just before the solstice, so June 16th, I think it is. All right, rub your hands together. And as you rub your hands together, really feel yourself igniting with your mind and your heart and your body.